dice with me on backgammon street.
Okay, welcome to Game Plan with Liby. Today I'm going to play a little longer. I'm going to play a 7-point match against Ingvild Elverum, who's only played for 1.5 years or so. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it will be like to play with her. And of course I'm going to talk a lot about game plan, about how to go back and forth between the plan and the dice, the order of things, the step-by-step method, back and forth, back and forth. This is the technique that I'm using, and this is what I'm going to focus on. So I think we'll just start. 7 point, as I said, and I'm starting with a 2-1. So let's just start. So with 2-1, the 2 is for sure, of course. And with a 1, you should usually slot, although a lot of players seem to think they should split. Slotting is slightly better, certainly in a 7-point match. So if you're behind, you would typically want to slot, and in general, you basically want to slot, I would say, with 2-1. Unless you're way ahead in the match, that's a different story, then you should split. Okay, but these things are very close, of course. So 3-1 for her. And she makes the golden, which is certainly correct. She could hit, so that was not obvious to her that. Hitting is also good. Oh yes, maybe she should hit. I don't know myself. Of course, I'm not thinking really. She should actually hit. It's even better because now I can make my golden, and I don't lose anything in the race. So hitting would be the better move. But this is not always so easy. Okay, so double 2 for me, and that gives me a problem because now I have 2 possible game plans. I could make the golden and maybe split or play a 2 here, or I could play more ambitious, which would be like this, making both points. This is very ambitious. Of course, if she rolls a 4, I lose a lot. So this is high risk, high reward. But I will gain a lot if she doesn't roll a 4. So what am I to do? Let's go back. I'm not sure about this one either. But I think because I have to strip this one to make. If I make this one, I have to strip the 6 point. I don't like that. I think, I'm not sure of this one, but I'm going to play this one and then I'm going to split because she has a stripped 8 point, which is a sign that I can split against that. So that was clear, yeah. The other one was a small, reasonable mistake, not a big mistake, but not a small one either. So 4 and 3. So now Ingvild has to figure out what her game plan is. So, and she looks at different options, which is great. That's the way to go. Look at the options, take your time, find out what your plan is. So she's moving her checkers back and forth. She's shuffling like I also like to do, and she's looking at all these options. When it the plan in the early phase is to attack for the important point, particularly the 5 and the 4 point, also the 3 point and the 7 point. So she decided to hit with the 3. I really like this move, and then she played the 4 down. I like this move. I think I would have made the same move, but there wasn't really any other options either. So that was great. Okay, I'm dancing, and whenever somebody dances, Ingvild should take a look at the cube. It's I can say for sure that it's not enough. I have this very sound structure. I have so I have too much for her to double yet, but I like the idea of aggression against stronger players, and also she has the initiative and she's a clear favorite. Still, it's not a little early, I would think, because of the thing that I mentioned. So I'm going to take the cube. I don't think we get to see whether it was still early before or after the game, so I'll have to wait with that, with commenting on that. Okay, so 6 and 2. So now what's the plan? Let's see, she makes the point with the 6 and she splits with the 2. Yeah, I like this. It's a good thing to split when I'm on the bar. That's a perfect time to split, so I can't attack. And this 2 doesn't really do all that much, although it helps with this very important point, which is next in line, as is this. But this splitting is certainly something I agree with. 3 and 1, I play the 1, and then with the 3, I have some options. I could hit against a stronger board, but then I semi-strip the 6 point. I really like to have 4 checkers here. And it's quite expensive too. This tree doesn't look like the right idea because I just give a lot of indirect shots. So I'm going to play ambitious. I'm going to go for the high anchor, even though it's a little dangerous. But look, she has 6, 7, only 8 checkers in the zone. That's also a sign that I should play aggressively, if you like. Play for the anchor. So that's what I'm going to do. If she had 9 checkers in the zone, I might have reconsidered. Okay, so 5 and 4. And now she again has 2 options, 2 different game plans. One is to attack. The other one is to save this blot. She's looking at attacking, and now she's looking at running, I guess. Yes, so that, but the right idea, I think, is not to let me anchor. Okay, and she's also looking at this one. I like this. She's looking at lots of options. Now she decided to run, but that is not the optimal game plan. It's a good move for sure, but it does a lot of good things, I mean, but it's not a good move in the sense that hitting is the only real option here, because you really want to attack. You have the stronger board. The fight right now is for the very important 4 point, and so she should go attack for this point. Okay, so 5-1, but okay, she might get another chance. So I have a 5 and a 1 to play. What I can see at once is that this is probably the one that I'm pointing at here, from the 6 to the 5. This one is just moving into more shots, so I don't like it. I could play 5 here and 1 here, but then I don't duplicate anything. So if I'm going to play the 5 out, I'm certainly going to play the 1. So this is the step-by-step method that I'm talking about. I'm identifying 1 dice at a time and try to find one that I can play first. I'm also looking for common denominators, but when that's possible. Okay, so this 1 seems to be clear to me. The 5, it's a little unclear. I am behind in the race, and the rule is not to move, not to run when you're behind in the race. So that means I should probably stay. But of course, the attack is going to come here then. So I could also just move out here and duplicate the 4s. I'm a little uncertain, but I think I'm going to stay there, and I'm not quite sure, but it should be clear. It's a small mistake to move out. And you could also play this one actually, which was not really on my radar. Okay, so 4 and 1, and again she has the choice whether to attack here or not. This time, if she attacks, she has to give up a point. So it's much more expensive for her to attack now. And she has a big racing lead that she's also risking. So in addition to the 4s, I get 2-6, which is super. And so you have this, what I call the silent moves too, where you just move down to the third, to the 8 point with 13-8. And I'm not absolutely sure. She chose that one, and I might have done that myself, but it seems to be clear that you should attack even though you are stripped and have only 8 checkers, 6, 7. There is 9 checkers. So, okay, so well, the fight is for this point. This is very important to fight for it in early phases, but I understand very well why she played the more flexible, if you like, the more flexible move, getting checkers on the right points. Better distribution is what I'm talking about. Okay, so difficult decision for her. Okay, 4-1, I can't do anything constructive on that side, so obviously I'm going to do exactly what I'm talking about, making one of the best points, the second best point, making a great structure, making the wreck, as they call this structure here, the strongest possible board structure. Okay, this is a great roll, but how to play it? She certainly needs to play 2 down to the 7, and then the game plan will dictate whether she should go into blitz mode. This is what she did, and she did it fast, and it's perfect. This is the right plan. She goes for the gammon now. She's not really in a priming game after having made this. It's not really a priming game, and then she doesn't have she has 1-6 too many, or too few rather. So she has to just go for the attack. Okay, I'm very happy to anchor, and now the 3 is very obvious. This would be, playing the 3 in here would be a huge mistake, because I would then not play according to plan. Plan being this point next in line. So my plan is to try to make this point, and if I do, I might even double her back, right? This is a very strong point now, and this is where the fight is currently being. So 5-4, she is already in a little, that was not a good roll, of course, and she has to give something. And I have, okay, so what to do? Yeah, she giving a shot is super expensive, so Ingvild decided she should simply wait it out with her huge racing lead. It's a difficult choice. I would maybe have made a mistake here and given that 5. But Ingvild found the right move, and it's just too expensive. So that's I have a hard time making moves like that. But sometimes when the shots are too expensive, you simply have to do stuff like that. So this is a great move by Ingvild, and now I'm way behind in the race, but I have great positional advantages. If I may, so of course, thinking about the recube, I'm looking at the market losers. If I have enough market losers, that is O'Hagan's rule, 25% or more, that is netto. That is altogether with my rolls and her answer rolls afterwards. If I have more than 25%, I will consider the cube very, particularly if I have even more, which is, I mean, I have 9 right here. I have 25, that makes this one, I think, and then I have double 5, which is great. So I have a lot of good numbers, but I'm far behind in the race though. But she's also stripped, so she might have some terrible rolls next time if she doesn't roll a 6. So what to do? If I do double, she has to take it, I think, simply on the strong board that she has, and massive racing lead. So do I have enough to double? So 1, 2, 3 pointing here, that's 9 minus doubles. That doesn't work. This is how you count it. And double 3 works, double 6 works, double 1 works. So there's 9 numbers here, and double 5. So that is 10 numbers. That is not a lot, is it? But my position is very strong even when I don't roll it. I'm tempted to double already. But I do have a lot of numbers that doesn't do a lot also. So what to do? What to do? 6. I think it's a little early actually. I'm not going to double. So double 4. Okay, I could make the 2 point or the 9 point. Certainly, if I make the 9 point, I'm going to do this and then make the 9 point, right? If I make the 2 point, I'm going to do this and no, sorry. I'm going to do this and no. If I make the 2 point, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are some common denominators here. I make this one, and then I will play this one, and I will play this one, I think. Maybe not. Maybe yes. This, if I make the 2 point, it will look like this, all right? If I make the 9 point, I will play this one and this one last. What that tells me, that was a long process, but what that tells me is that there are 2 common denominators. This one and this one I'm going to play anyway. Now I either make the 2 points or the 9 point. So that was a step-by-step method demonstrated. I get to do half the roll and then start looking at the last 2 fours. So what do I want? Which point is the stronger? The 2 point is the stronger because I also put a lot of pressure on this one. So this is my move. And now what I talked about, which tempted me so to cube already last time, was that she has a lot of rolls like this when she doesn't roll a 6, where she has to give something. So at 4-3 she decided to play in, which looked good to me. The machine tells us that she should that she should play even safer, like she did the last time. This is really difficult. To give up your board is something that you really don't want to do. So it's a last resort, so to speak. But in this case, you actually had to do it because of the threats. And talking about threats, I'm way behind in the race. That's the only bad news, because I do have fantastic ones, plus 6-3 and 5-4, that's 11. And double 3, 16 numbers that hit here. That's a lot. And even if I don't, I have a very strong forward position. So this is enough for me. So I'm going to redouble her now. And the question, before I do that, the question of course is whether she can take it. She is way ahead in the race. She does have an equally strong board, more or less. So, and I'm not a favorite to hit her. It's close to 50-50. So I think she can take this cube, although I'm not absolutely sure. I'm certainly going to double her to 4. And it's a tough decision for Ingvild, I would think. At least I find it difficult. You have to, you have to jump the prime and then get missed to win. And if I roll a 1, you know, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So that's a tough decision. And these structures are very strong. I mean, they're long-term strengths. Even when I miss, I still have this threat of doing it next time, either making this point or maybe this point. So it's a very tough decision, and she decides to drop. I think she had to take it after all, but I understand very well why she dropped this one. If we look at it, it is a very clear take though, because she has the strong board and she has the racing lead. The cube though was also a clear mistake. It was a 051. So I was a little too eager on that guy. I really thought that was a cube, you know, but according to GNU, it's not. I'm a bit surprised actually. Well, we're going to look at that later on with XG, I think. We have to look closer into that one. 6-4, okay, I can hit with a 6 for sure. I'm ahead in the match by 2-0, so I'm going to split with a 4. Now this is what I call a special score, the score. Okay, but I'll come back to that. She has a tough decision now. Should she make the nice outer points? You really want to make points in the early phases, but you also want to attack on the golden. And now she has the dilemma of which one to do. She decided to make a point, which is a sound idea, very often the thing to do. But look at the stack here. There's 5 checkers on the 6 point. And I'm also threatening to consolidate with in the sense that I will make something now. If she just attacks me, I will have problems with this blot, and she's fighting for the very important golden, the best possible point. So she should have played a little more aggressively, also being behind in the race. But it was only a small mistake. Making a lasting value is very often the better choice, although this was an exception. Double 3, okay, so what I'm not going to do is to make this one instantly. I'm going to look for alternatives. I'm going to go through the step-by-step method, and I'm probably going to end up making this one anyway. In my head, I would look at maybe something like this, right? Making super strong, a super strong forward position, but this is very clear actually. And then I could make this, but then I have to change points to make the best possible point. This looks good in a way. It is the golden. It might be the right move, but I think I want to keep this spear and this point and just make this point. I think this is a little better, but particularly since I'm going to be attacked next time. I might be wrong though, but that was my choice. Should be clear. Yeah, it's a clear. It's not a blunder to make the other one, but it's clear. 6-1 again. She has the choice of attacking or making it lasting value, a strong point. So she makes a strong point, which seems great because she had. If she did attack, she would have to attack against a stronger board and leave a lot of blots. Oh, I didn't see that she had to leave an extra blot. Okay, so that was a clear one. Double 2. Okay, this is great. So what is my plan? The race, I'm ahead in the race, and I have a good primes. So making the anchor seems to be part of any plan that I have. So I'm just going to do that, and then I have the choice. I'm halfway in my in problem solving process, and now I have the choice between another builder so I can really attack these points, or simply make the golden point right away. This, of course, gives her good sixes, but I'm going to do it anyway because the golden point, oh yeah, I like to make that one. And when you get a chance to make the golden point, you very often shall do that. 3-1. So now I have a good, better position than her. I have threats, and I'm of course looking at the cube because I have market losers now. Okay, 3-1. So she decided to play forward, which makes sense in a way because she doesn't want to get hemmed in here. If I make this one, she's really afraid of that. But it's only 6-1 and double 3 and double 6. So it's a little too much to do what she did. She should be patient. Probably just split here, because she is onto the right ID. She has to do something with these checkers. So she split and then just played the 3 down, I think. Yeah. But I understand very well why she's doing this. She doesn't want to get hemmed in. But anyway, I'm now going to take a look at the cube. I'm 13 pips ahead. I have the stronger board and I have the market losers. I mean 4-2, double 2, double 4, of course, double 6. These are super strong. 6-4 is strong. So I have a lot of threats. I wanted to say earlier that this is a special score in my book. You can take your take point. Ingvild's take point is only 20%, and she can also accept quite a lot of gammon loss and still take the cube because she has such strong recubes. I mean, she would double super aggressively if she could turn the cube around at this score. And then if you get the cube to 4 and win a gammon, she wins the entire match. There are several reasons why this score is so special. It's such a strong recube big here for her, among other things, and a low take point too, as I mentioned. So the question is, do I have enough to double her? And if I do, she has this structure. So should she take? Probably. She's not on the bar. She's only 13 pips behind. She does have, as I said, all this. She might win the fight for this and look for a recube. So the question is, do I even have enough to double? On a 0-0, I would have doubled this for sure with these threats that I mentioned. But on this score, I have to be a lot more careful actually than on 0-0, as I mentioned. Still, I'm tempted. Of course I am. I don't want to hit here and get missed, which is also part of the market losers that I didn't really mention. Of course, the sequences when I hit and she misses. Because my game plan, what is that? It is to attack here, whether I can make it or not. With a 6-3 or 5-4, I will just hit and hope that she misses. And if I've lost my market then that's a good reason to double, even at this score. Still, do I have enough? Do I have enough? 13 pips ahead. She does have this sound structure. That's not... This is not so easy on this score for me. I think I think I'm going to wait, but that might be a mistake. 6 and 5, okay. It seems like, well, I don't really have anything else than I can't run. It's just not, well, I can take a look at it. Now I do duplicate 5s. Oh, maybe I can run after all. I duplicate 5, so I have a much stronger board. And I jump the prime, so I do a lot of good things, right? And I'm protected. The alternative, the other game plan would be to attack on the 2 point. I really don't like that. So maybe I was on the wrong idea from the start here, thinking that I could not run. Now, okay, now I'm really uncertain. The 6 and 5, it does a lot of good things, and the 5s are duplicated. I'm going to do this. I really don't want to hit her on the 2 points. I'm just going to run around, and that was a clear, solid mistake by me. My first impression was to attack, and I should have done that. I talked myself into the wrong idea here. 4-1 is not what she wanted, of course. So what should she do? It's really not a nice roll. I think she has to hit also to protect herself. So what I would do is to hit and then move on to the 1 point. It's not nice, but it protects these checkers and put me on the bar. Take away half my roll. So there she goes. She hits. That's the right idea, Ingvild. And then the 4 is kind of forced because you can't play any other 4. You certainly don't give up your midpoint. And this is the best alternative. Okay, she's looking at all of them. That's great. This one is great when it works, of course, but it's too loose against this massive board. So she gives me all these ones, right? In addition to 3, 6. It's way too much. So she should just play it in here, I think. This is great. I hope she does this. It's a great find if she does. Because now, and she did, great play. Because now I don't have all that much attacking power anymore. Still, I'm always looking at the cube. I've been looking at the cube for several rolls now, deciding not to do that. Okay. Just looking at the PR here. Okay, so what is my market losers? Rolls like 1, 5, 1, 4, and 1, 2 are super strong and potential market losers. A lot of other rolls comes out here and hits. They're also potential market losers. But all in all, I don't think I'm quite strong enough. She does have quite a bit on this side, so I'm going to wait. And then I roll a super strong roll because double 3 is strong. It's not super, well, it's not that strong maybe, but okay. Strong roll, what to do with it, what is my plan? Well, my plan is quite clear. I want to fight for one of those 2 points that I talk about, and particularly the blot that I'm pointing on here that makes it even easier. So I'm just going to play this 3, and attack. Okay. So now if she doesn't produce, I have lost my market. So I never found the cube. Maybe I made a mistake there. I was close to the cubes a couple of times in my book, but because of the score, I was a little conservative, and I got into this situation, which is too good to cube. I will attack with big power now with a 12 checkers in the zone. There's a lot of gammon, and this guy will take care of himself. He will get a lot of time to get out, unless he hits me back, and then I will have to take a new consideration of the cube. Okay, so I'm just going to attack now. 6-3, that didn't really do it. I mean, it didn't. I can't really attack her now, can I? No. So there is no. I can do this. I can hit with a 6, but that's obviously I have to just make this super strong point and hope that she dances. And she does, and now I got even stronger, obviously. So no cube, and 6-4 is fantastic. So maybe I missed the cube at some stage, but now I'm playing too good, and I play. So this guy is well placed, so I'm not thinking much about him. My game plan now is simple. I need to have ammunition towards this point, the 1 point. So, okay, so how do I maximize? I could do this, of course. Then I have 5s and 4. I'm just going to do that. Then I have double coverage. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, and so she dances. And okay, maybe I should take care of this guy now. I think so. I think I'm just going to take care of this guy now. Just to avoid any double 5 or something that doesn't work so well. Okay, 2-1. That was not what I wanted. Now, if she can roll a 1, she will be saving a lot of gammon, and she will have like 20% wins, or not quite, not with this guy, but she will gain a lot. I'm going to make the 6. So I'm going to make the 6 prime then, right? Just sure. And then with 2, I'll just move around the corner, I think. I'm not very afraid of much, but I don't like the 1. Okay, no, the 1. So I keep playing on for the and double gammon and 2 points. Okay. So I've been very lucky so far in this match. Okay, 6-5. I'm going to play super safe, right? 5 and 6, giving absolutely nothing. Okay. 4 and 2. Okay, so the gammon is what I'm aiming for. She has all these checkers out there, so I can keep playing super safe. Just going for safety, because safety equals gammon in this case. 5 and 3, back. I have some bad numbers now, though. Big doubles. 2-1 is great. So how to play it? Is this the way? Not necessarily, actually. Maybe this one. I'm not sure. I'll play this one because then I have no bad numbers, right? It looks good for me. Okay, looks good to me. Double, okay, no, I have a lot of bad numbers. Something like half the numbers gives a shot, okay? But I'm still way too good, of course, with all the gammon, just in case anyone wondered. Okay, great number, and now there's even a little bit of backgammon here. Which would be crazy, but everything happened. Okay, so she runs out, and I'm going to win a gammon. I never got to turn that cube. I might have missed the cube there. We can look at that later on. Okay, 6-5, so we just play it out, 1 and 5. Okay. Now she has to go out, obviously. Yeah, so 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, so then 4-0, 3 away, 7 away. And I am not going to make the 2 points. I actually almost never do, even when I should, according to the machine. I don't like to do that, but anyway, I'm ahead, so it's not a decision. I played in what I call the normal 6-4. She gets a 5-3, and obviously it's much better to hit than to make the point. In this case, 6-5. And 3-1, she can point on me with a super strong, making the best point possible. So the moment she gets herself an advantage, she should start ironing the cube. Look at the cube, because she is in a situation where any threats, and let me put it in this way, if she has a little bit, she's a favorite and has some gammon threats, that's enough. That's all she needs to double. 2 and 6, and now we're getting exactly a situation like this. I'm not saying she should double this, I'm saying that if she does, it's very close. And I haven't, because I haven't still gone through it. But sure, she should seriously consider the cube, and actually, look at, she's slightly ahead in the race as well. Actually, I think she has enough. I'm not absolutely sure, because I have an easy take still though, because I have this anchor that I'm pointing at, which is protecting me against a lot of gammon. So she decided not to double, which maybe she was right. I don't... Okay, so the 2-1, I didn't get to take a look at it. Oh, the 2-1, where are we? Yeah. Yeah, so here, she could save it in the blot, but she played it more aggressively, and I like the idea. I like this idea. Playing aggressively, it seems that there's no difference anyway. Playing aggressively here and stacking this one looks great. I would have played it the boring one right up there and just consolidated whatever I have. But okay, so 6-5 for me. That's not a goodie. I don't have much choice. I'm not playing a priming game. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I was a bit quick. I do have this, don't I? The race is okay, and now I'm okay. I was way too quick there. I thought I had to just attack now, but that's not. I've changed my mind. Look, what is my game plan? Well, it's to play a non-gaminish position, as a holding game of sorts, or in this case, with a little bit of priming potential. So this looks great. So this must be much better than attacking on a 1 point. Because my game plan is what it is. I think it would be the best move on almost any score though. Just looks great, much better than attacking. So I was a bit quick there. Okay, 6-1. Now she has the choice of whether to play forward with a 1. I would not do that. I don't think it's a huge mistake or anything, but I think she's even better placed here. I would just start this point. I would start the second best possible point. Her plan would be to be strong here when she either hits me with a fly shot out here, or when I have to make some kind of attempt to attack her later on. So that would be, in general, you're better placed on the 24 point than on the 23 point, but there are lots of exceptions, particularly if this spare checker on the 8 point was on the 7 point, then moving forward has a lot going for it, because now I would have to give her 6s when I make one of these points. But that's not the case here, so she should probably just hang back there at the 24 point, but this is no big deal. 3-2, okay, I'm going to do absolutely nothing. I have a small racing lead, or a close race if you like, and I have her behind the prime, so I'm just going to wait for better times, if I get better times. 6-4, so now she has a choice of making a point or just play it in. Actually, because of the distribution part, and because she's in no real hurry to make the 2 point, and the 2 point is not going very well with the 8 point, you can't make a prime like that. She should play it all the way in, and that's exactly what she did. Nice play by Ingvild. Look at the beautiful distribution that she has, and now she's going to make a better point as well. And I'm not going to take any risks now, so there's no point in being strong right now. Okay, so 6-2. Well, maybe I have to take a risk, right? I didn't think about that, but there are rolls like this where I either play really, really ugly, or I play the high risk, high reward, protected as I am by this guy. Okay, but I am ahead in the... Well, I'm not really ahead in the race is close. That's an argument against playing for the beautiful 4 point, but it's super strong point. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to just do it. If I'm hit, it's quite expensive though. What to do? The 6 is for sure, of course. And this 2 is really, really ugly. I can't do it. I have... Oh, I'm going to do this, and this is probably a mistake. Yes, it's a solid... Oh, it's a blunder. Okay, it's way too big. So, okay, so I pay the price for that now. She hits me, good. 1, and then with a 5, I obviously have to just play it over there. Now she got herself a strong position all of a sudden, and maybe even a cube, because she took over the racing lead by a lot. has some gammon chances for sure. So I didn't get to think about whether she should cube this because there's so many things to discuss. But she was certainly very close. 6 and 3, okay, what to do? I'm way behind in the race. The 3 seems to be obvious though, so I can start with a 3. And now the question is, what about my policeman, my goalkeeper? Is he a strength or a liability? Well, he certainly is both, but if he's more of a liability, I'll just move him away and get into a pure holding game. But I'm way, way behind in the race. So that's not an argument for going up here. But then I will have to play this 6. Doesn't look good. So I'm going to move up, I think, even though I'm way behind in the race. This is... okay, so now she's supposed to double me, of course, I would say, because this is kind of so I think she's looking at the cube now. 6-3, yes. So she is looking at the cube. She's way ahead in the race, all doubles, and she will have many rolls to roll a double. All doubles, double 2, 3, 4, and 5, not double 6. Ah, great play by Ingvild here. This is a perfect cube. She cubes when she has a lot of market losers. Well, it's not that many at the first roll, but she has them over several rolls. Huge racing lead, and even if she should give a shot, I have to hit it, right? Or she will win the race because I'm way behind. So can I take this? She has many spares. She actually has a lot here. In holding games, you can take more or less as you would do on an equal score. So I need 22, 23% normally, and then you have even on this score, there is a few percent gammon here. I mean, if she rolls double 5 or something, but very little gap. So I'm going to take the cube after all. It should be a clear take. Okay. So okay, now what she does is it's not very important the way she plays it. What she has to think about, her game plan would be, of course, to have some spares in the outfield to give her so that she can play 6s. So she made a small mistake here because she could play in the board instead of outside. These checkers are actually very well placed because now she has 6s to play while she waits for this double that will win the game for her. So that's a small mistake. No big deal though. No big deal at all. Okay, 4 and 3. I'm gonna play the 4 for sure. No. Okay. First I have to consider whether to give up this. But why? No, I'm not going to do that. So the 4 is for sure. I'm tempted to slot this one as well because she's probably not going to give me any shots. But I think it's okay to just to just make this point. So that's probably close between those moves. Yes, it's a lot of moves that are very close. So that's not very important. 5-2 now. I am going to just run around it. Okay, so it wasn't 5-2. Okay. Oh, she has 5-2, yeah. So she plays 13-8 for sure, yes. And then she with the 6-4 she plays it. She plays inside the board, which is good, keeping that extra 6 as I talked about. And now I got 5-2 myself, and I have to just no. That was a bit quick. I can just run around the corner, right? Like this. I could even start slotting this, but I don't think that's necessary. 5-4, okay. Pay now or pay later. These decisions are always difficult. She decides not to pay now. The 2 is super expensive though. But it could be right to just go for it because she's running out of timing. So I think maybe I would have done that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I would have done that, but it's no big deal. It's very close and very difficult to find, I think, because there are arguments for not doing it, certainly she has some time left. She has some timing, some time to roll a double. And she loses so much when she gets hit. But okay, that was a very difficult decision. I got a very easy decision. I make my golden and hope to get a shot. So now she should probably keep this 6. She should play inside her board. Okay, this looks good, but I don't like it for that reason. And so that was a small mistake. Not a huge mistake, but a small mistake. Because it's quite concrete. I mean, if she rolls a 6, like she will give either have to clear this, which really put these guys in jeopardy, or if it's a 6-1, she will pay immediately with having to give a shot. Okay, 6-2, I'm gonna just play this. Okay, wait a minute. I'm very quick now. I have to at least look at giving this one up, but I have so much timing that I think I'm just gonna keep. Of course, I have to give it up next time most of the time. Okay, I'm gonna. I'm uncertain about this one. Damn it. I'll do this. This is not good, is it? It's a small mistake because I should just play it. Okay, I should just play from here. So that was a small mistake because now I might not get such a strong structure when the shot comes as I would if I just secured it already by clearing the point that I'm going to clear very soon anyway. Because I could roll 5-1 or 5-4 or 4-1, but it's not that many rolls that improves my position here. So 4-3 for her. Yes, she should play in her board. Yes, keeping this landing point, keeping it for now because so she did great play. 2-1. Okay, so now that I did what I did, I also gave myself some bad ones. I cannot do anything here, so now I have to do this, and I think I'll play this too because I want to make this point as well. So that's how I think. 6-3. But you see how I'm paying a small price for not giving this up. Okay, so she's looking at paying now. She is looking at, but she cannot do it. It's too big. I hope she decides not to, because if she does give run from this, I just get too many shots. Even though what she probably thought about is the fact that I'm not so strong right now. So that's an argument for paying now. But she found the right move. I have to give up something, and after all, she just gave me one shot anyway, right? Mostly. So she should be very conservative in giving shots at this stage. Earlier, when she had the chance to give a direct shot, it was a lot more to gain from it, because then she had a little gammon and she cleared the point once and for all. Okay, so 4-2. Okay, I can actually stay here and hope for a double shot now. Oh man, and I do get a double shot. So what do we have now? That was very lucky for me. Well, first of all, I'm way ahead, so I'm going to be very conservative doubling even with the double shot. I'm hitting her with 21 out of 36 combinations. So I'm hitting her what 60, 65% something. And when I don't, I'm in trouble. So I'm actually not even close to cube here, even though it looks very dangerous. And of course, her take point, if she drops, it's 6-0. So she has 9% winning chances. So she can take with like 9. Yeah, she would take with 9% because she can play for the match. So I'm not nowhere near a cube, just to go through that one. Okay, I do hit her. And I'm going to play super flexible, thinking that if the one thing I'm really afraid of is that she rolls a 1-6, right? Okay, so I'll do that. Okay, she dances, and now, what now? 9% take point. Well, she probably doesn't even have 9%. So I can cash now, even at the score. Or I can be greedy, which is I always am. I'm always greedy. I want to play for this. This might be a mistake though, but I'm going to play for the gammon. Okay, maybe, well, Maybe that was not so smart. 1, 2. So I'm a little bit afraid of slotting here now. Of course, because then 1-6 becomes a joker. It's a big joker for her. So I will stop. This one is for sure. And this one is for sure. I think this one is also for sure. Is it? Yeah, because I'm not going to play into the 2-point. That would give me maximum flexibility in the outfield, but I don't like it. So 1, 2, 3, and now I have the opportunity to do the slotting play, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want to give her 1-6. Okay, so now should I double? No, I can't make the 6-prime anymore. So now the gammon went down quite a bit. I mean, I didn't have a lot of gammon anyway, but my plan, which I failed to mention earlier, was of course to make the 6-prime and then start to fish. Because this structure is very easy to get another shot when she hits me here with a 1. Then her structure just, look at 1-5 for instance, gives a double shot. 1-4, this gives a shot. And the other ones gives a structure that gives several shots later on. So I really wanted to fish, being greedy as I am, fish for another checker. Get 2 checkers on the bar. Okay, so what now? Maybe I should just cash it now. I'm still afraid. She rolls a 1 and then suddenly it's 6. You know, so I don't think I have enough gammon to play on anymore. So now I'm gonna put Ingvild to the test with this 4 cube. Okay. And she cannot take it though. I mean, she has such a low take point that it's only a blunder. It's not even a blunder to take this cube. That's why, because she's in such a desperate mode, right? Okay. So maybe I missed the double there by not cashing even before that. Okay, 4 and 3. The 3 is obvious, right? I'm not going to play the 4 here, so I'm going to play the 3 here because I want the high anchor, but I don't want to get into the firing line. And the 4, well, I'm not going to play down here. That's just not very nice. I do give her good 5s, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's such a long term weakening here. Okay, so now she gets a double 6. That's a great number. Well, and who should play it? She should probably just make this point and this. Great play. This looks very good. I want to mention that gammon doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter at all whether she gets 1 or 2 points. And of course it doesn't matter to me. So this is a DMP situation where you want to play your checkers slightly different from what you would do on other scores. A little more aggressive. I made a video on that as well, actually. You should play more aggressively with your checkers, is my idea about that. Okay, so now I'm way behind in the race, so I'm not going to do anything with these. I'm just going to start strengthening my front position. So the 1 is obvious, and with the 5 I can either start this point at once or just get in another one, which I think is slightly better. 6, particularly since she might give me something right now, and then I don't want a blot laying around. But these are small things, not very important. There are arguments for playing aggressively and make the point quickly as well. 6-2, not the best, not the best. She has to give something. Either give me a 2 by running here, or making this, which I like. The one she's looking at now does give a 5, does give a lot, but it gives a much better follow-up. It gives her very strong front position if I should miss. So, but I'm not sure. This is way less. It's only 12 numbers, 1/3 of the numbers that hits. So maybe it is correct. The other one gave a lot more, you know. Oh yeah, so it was pretty close. The other one was a clear mistake, but you had some other options like 13, 11. Oh yes. Yeah, you can make this one. I didn't see that. Of course. Here you make, if you make this one, and then you play in, you give only 11 shots, and you make a point. So that would be a good alternative, although a little unflexible. Okay, 6-3 I missed, and now I have a choice. I could go out here and put a lot of pressure on this point, but I'm way behind in the race, and in this case I would then be going forward when behind in the race, which is one of those things that you very seldom should do in backgammon. The exception is, of course, this point sometimes when you can put a lot of pressure on this one. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this one now because she has so many spears. So I don't think so. I might be wrong though, but I'm going to stay here and put pressure on these guys as well. And then I just play the 6 down, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But I'm wrong, but that's because I could, oh yes, I forgot something. That was an oversight, or if that's, I totally forgot what I was doing here. Of course, I'm not going to make this anchor at all. I'm going to maximize contact because that increases my overall chances of winning, and I'm not afraid of gammon. So now I was just on the wrong track. That was just a very bad move. Okay, okay. So then double 4. I'm just going to start. Look, I'm going to start it. I'm going to play very hard now because I'm not going to get any shots this time. So I can just slot everything and play real aggressive to be super strong in a short while. So that's what I did, and now of course like this, and I'm strong. Okay, 5-2 is good. She only gives me 6-1. Double 3. Okay, I think I'm just gonna make this one. So I'm super strong. Why not? And then start the next point in line. Okay, 3-2. She should do 2 here, 3 here, I guess. Yeah, that's very flexible and nice. She's a great, big favorite, but I'm only 10 pips behind. Oh, and even less now. Okay, so I'm just start another point, 6-4, and I'm in the race, so this is not over. Okay, she makes that one. She plays this one. Okay, this looks okay. She gets it. A lot of close moves there, I think. And I would have chosen slightly different. I don't think it's a big deal though. So 6-5. Okay, what now? Seems like the 5 is for sure. And then what about the 6? Of course, always doing things step by step, which I do it every single move. 5 for sure. Now I'm tempted, of course, to run out, protected as I am by this massive board. She has to, but still, something has to go for her now. She has to give something. I mean, something's got to get to go. No, that's not the right expression. But she has to play something in here, possibly. So I think it's a little too much to even though I start burning checkers myself. So I'm going to wait. I don't want to give her all those good numbers that just point here and wins instantly. So with 3-2, you see what I'm talking about. She has to give something, some kind of blot, usually something that gives me a chance to run later on. And she also has some rather bad numbers. Okay, I didn't. Okay, so here was some kind of mistake. Oh yes, oh yes. What did she do? 9-7-3. Oh yes, so she was afraid of leaving a blot, and that's very understandable actually, because this is a good thought in many ways, because she's thinking that I'm going to try to run now, and then she doesn't want a blot laying around. But you have to think a little further in it, because with this structure you are going to have bad numbers next time, and you will have this problem anyway. So you should rather play more flexible, so that you have a strong board next time when my board is gonna crumble. 4-2, I'm gonna crumble right there, and now she has to leave those blots. So if she had, so it, And yeah, this is correct. Sure, she has to leave the blots. I'm not even a favorite to get out, right? 4, and I'm not going to leave any blots. So she has, okay, 5-1. Maybe I would give up this one because then I get some terrible 4s. I like this one, I think. Yeah, that's good play by Ingvild. Now I have to go, right? Okay, so look at the race. I'm actually quite slightly ahead in the race. Well, I was. 4-3, great number. So I'm probably going to lose this one. Double 1, yeah, she's ahead now. And she's going to play safe. She plays it in order. I like this. Great. She finds a perfect distribution. Okay, 4 and 1. Yes, she could, of course. This looks great. Okay, I would possibly play this one, I think, because of double 6 among other things, and because her game plan is to clear from the rear. So why not just start? Perfect, but great play, because now she's going to clear this one, and then she's going to clear this one. So why not just start by doing that? Double 4, of course, was not. Oh yeah, great play, because yeah, not because of the gammon, but because it's even safer. 6 and 3, it's even safer because she would get the too high numbers would give me a shot if she did the other, if she made the other one. Okay, so now just running. I take 2 crossovers, I think. Okay, 3 and 2, take the crossover again. So, okay, nothing important now. I'm not going to win this one. And now we have the Crawford game in a moment. No, we're finished with the Crawford game, I'm sorry. And we're gonna see the cube in a moment. So, so I do have a free drop. That's what I was gonna say. And she starts, but I get double 4. That's another great number. So obviously I'm gonna just play this super strong. If I was behind, I would. Well, let's do thing in order now. Okay, this I'm gonna do, of course, and now I have the option of making the super strong golden, or this. But I'm not looking for a strong gammonist position. I'm just looking for a very solid and strong position. So making her golden, taking her gammonist attack away is my game plan. So this is clear. I would think if you're behind, maybe you could consider this one. But that's if you're way behind in a match, or maybe it's enough even if you're not so far behind. But this one is certainly sure on this score. Okay, so here comes the cube, great. And now that well, she started out, so usually when your opponent starts out, you drop it, of course, after double 4, I'm going to take. I'm the favorite, so it's as simple as that. She gets 5-3, and of course she's going to make a strong point in her board, and I get another great roll, making the golden. And with 3-1, yeah, so she has to make the anchor. It's a good anchor, right? And I get 5 and 1. That's a no-brainer. The race is pretty close, but I have the better structure. Okay, 6 and 5. So what now? Should I move? Should I try to run home? I'm 11 pips ahead, which is not a lot, of course. But if I don't do it, I have to start burning checkers in some way. I'm still not going to give up this one. So what? Should I do this? Or should I actually let her attack me? If I do this, I'm ahead in the race, right? And I have beautiful distribution, but I do open up for the attack that she wants so much. She wants to attack me with all these checkers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 checkers in the zone. Still, this is what I call destructive moves. They really don't do anything. Could it possibly be right to make a move like that? Normally I would just run, so I think I have to just do it now. So yeah, it's pretty clear actually, although this one was actually second best playing from the midpoint. I was not aware of that. Okay, I'm lucky again. I roll a 5. Another question is, should I move out and give her good 6s? Well, I don't want to do a destructive 2 on this side, and I want to go home, and she has to give up her midpoint. So I'm going to just move out. Now I'm in great shape because I've taken a solid lead in the race. But double 4 equalizes the race to some extent. So how to play it for her? Well, okay, I would not. Okay, good. She moves back and she looks at the different options. This I like. This is great. Now she has maximum pressure on this guy because he's not home yet. He could. There's a lot of roll. 1-6 would give her a double shot. 1-3 something would give her a single shot. 1-2 and so on. There's quite a few shots. So that was a good play by her. But of course, I'm lucky right now. So I'm just running around the corner with, well, not around the corner, but I just run to safety, and I'm 20 pips ahead. That is 10 pips ahead at the moment. So she runs, and another great roll. I'm just being lucky now. So my game plan is to clear from the rear and ask no questions, as they said in the old books. And okay, she made a small mistake. I didn't get to see what that was. Oh yeah, so this is no big deal, I think. But she should just fill in these 2 as quickly as she can. That's really her plan, but it's no big deal. Okay, 4 and 3. I want to clear from the rear, but I don't want to give double 6. So at least I'm going to consider not. That would not. Oh, sorry. The 4 is for sure, always clear from the rear. This is a natural 3 though, but I could also do something like this because then I don't give any bad numbers. So I'm going to do that. Okay, 2 and 1 as she starts the point. So that's right. 5-2. Now I'm going to clear from the rear again. Now I have to give a bad number anyway. Let's just look quickly at it. I could do something in here, but that's not going to. I don't want to play this one. It's just not. It's really well placed here, this checker. So I'm just going to start clearing from the rear. Okay, and Ingvild is strong. I do have one opening here, one hole, one point to clear there. Okay, but not a great roll. I'm very close to home now, and I'm 30 pips ahead. Okay, so she starts a new point. Good play, I think. Why not? This is okay too. No problem, no big deal, I think. 2-1, so the question now, should I give 6-1? If I play this one, I do give 6-1 and 6-4. But I do what my game plan dictates, which is to go home. Or should I just wait? Do something like playing all the way with this one. I don't know. Maybe just something like this. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. That was not the right idea. That was quite a big mistake, actually. I should just go with the proverb that I talked about. Clear from the rear and ask no questions. I just complicated things here. 6. And with the 3, I'm going to do this because it looks better. Okay, 6. And this could be okay too. But now it's just a double 6. So I'm just going to not give any big doubles. No, it's only double 6, I think. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of trouble here now. She might get a shot. I'm not home yet, and then I roll it joker. So these are for sure, and now I could just clear this, or I could take this. Oh, okay, I'm not afraid of the race. I don't think she can beat me in the race. So if I do this and she rolls a double 6, she could beat me in the race, right? So maybe I should reconsider. I could do this, then I'm pretty sure. No, but I'm not too afraid of the race, and I do clear. Okay, it actually happened. Yeah. So she plays it like this. Okay. Okay, do it in order. Right, then this is probably the best play. Good play. And now she has a slight chance, right? And one big double more. My distribution is not that great. And she's not far behind. Oh, okay, that's not a great draw. I'm just too lucky now. Okay, 4 and 2. Well, I haven't won yet. If she rolls one big double and I roll lots of 4s, come on, let's get a big double for white here now. Get some more game. But I'm not rolling those 4s, and she's not. Okay, okay, things are getting very interesting again, because she is. Oh, she still needs a double. And she didn't. Oh, I was lucky here to win this one. Okay. So, quite well played by Ingvild, I think. Lots of good decisions she made. Yeah, I'm impressed. Well, it was a great match. And I had quite a few difficulties. Well, but okay, afterwards we're going to take a look at all the decisions. Take a look at some of them right now. I think I'll start by looking at this cube. That was very interesting. I was very uncertain about this situation. I really didn't understand it. I am way behind in the race, and she has this as equally strong board. But I hit her with 16 or 17 numbers, and that was not as strong as I thought it might be. She had a clear take, a good take here. No, she didn't take it, but I do understand very well why she dropped this one. And it's only a small take, so I would have dropped it too. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't like the position either, so I kind of agreed, because we both underestimated White's winning chances. Yeah. Move 51, yeah, okay. Okay. Just one thing, if she does win 36% and loses 21% gammon. Okay, so she wins quite a few more games than I thought she would. Okay, and really 36. Okay, and let's move on to game 2. 3-1. I was talking a lot about that. When you have a situation like this, it's very often correct to do as Ingvild did, which is to make a strong point instead of, because that's a lasting value. So you make a strong point instead of attacking. Of course, the other thing that you like to do is to attack on these two points in particular, and sometimes they trump even to make a point. And this was one of those exceptions, you might say. So she made a solid move. It's only a small mistake, but with 5 checkers here, you really want to fight for this point. And also a blot here that will be covered most of the time if she makes this point. Okay, and then we have the 3-1. So she realized she had to do something about the back checkers. So she played a 1, and then she should just have unstacked this point, because moving into this is a little too dangerous. But this is no big deal. It's according to the game plan, actually, to just play aggressively to get a high anchor when your opponent has achieved the goal of his high anchor. So, and then the 6-5. where I talked myself into moving from the anchor because of her weak board. I remember thinking about and the fact that I had to attack so deep. But I have a much stronger board. I win a lot of gammon when not hit, and she does get a lot of counterplay. So I should just attack, even though I'm ahead in the race. So that was a bad idea on my. I did not understand this situation very well. Okay, so let's go on and look at some more positions. The 6-5 was, as I said, the wrong ID. And now I'm doing it again. Okay, let's move on to the next game, where I have a 6-2. Here, and I decided to play aggressively, even though it's super expensive to get hit. Well, I knew better, so I don't know why I did that. I know that when you have such a solid position, you should be very careful. But I wasn't really ahead in the race, so I thought I could allow myself to play a little more aggressively. And then this one, I make a clear blunder, 103 mistake. She has a lot of time. Very good cube here by Ingvild, by the way. She cubes this one, and her threat is to clear these points, and she has a lot of timing, a lot of time to do that. So much, in fact, that I should not even take the cube. I was certainly thinking about that. Let's look at the numbers. I win 24, which is about what I would have thought. But then, of course, she does win very little gammon. So that's not. I thought maybe she had 4 or 5% gammon here, but she doesn't. She has only 2%. Still, that's just a little too much on this score. When I lead 4-0. Okay, I have to look closer at this one. I really don't understand why the drop is so big, but okay. And then let's look at the 2-1 that she played here. These are minor mistakes, but they're interesting game plan wise, because here to keep the sixes, this is what is important, to have a lot of sixes to play, the high numbers. So you can just play here in your board. It doesn't matter if you have a board at all, really. You just want to have checkers to play. I'm not going to she's not going to go to war. She's just on her game plan is to go home. So she's not depending on a strong board. So all these moves are about this concept. And no, not this move though, not this one. 5-4, pay now or pay later. It's very difficult decision, and she decided not to, and it was very close to. So she should pay now, but only by a little bit. And ok, jeg ender jo opp med å gå dit like med en gang, vet du. Jeg skal heller gjøre det nøyaktig denne gangen. Okay, so so let's look at the cube here. I was considering cubing here at, not at this one. After I hit her with 6-3, I was not, just this cube is absolutely nowhere near a cube, but a take point of 9%. But when I've hit her, I have the decision of whether to play on for the gammon. Do we get to check if there's a cube? I don't think so. But anyway, it's close, I know that. And it would be no big mistake to just take the point because of her 1-6. Or also, if she rolls a 1, she has chances, right? So since she is ahead in the race. So, but I wanted to try to fish for that extra gammon. Okay. And 6, and then I double her out here because she has very little winning chances. She actually has, I don't know, 8.3. That should be. Okay, I can't. It seems like she needs 9% and she had 8, I think. Okay. Did I say 7? Well, it says 9%. 7 away, 1 away. Okay. And then we go to the next one, 6-3. Yeah, this was a momentary lapse of reason. I forgot to think it through. Obviously, my game plan here is not to make this anchor and save some gammon. I'm playing only to win now. Gammon doesn't matter to any of us. I just need to find the most aggressive move, which is exactly what I've made a video about. So this is a stupid mistake. You need to just leave these checkers there. It's hard for her to attack. Just make another point in your board. And you put a lot of pressure on Ingvild to perform, because if she doesn't, I can hit her and then I will turn the game around. So that's the way to think. That was my game plan. So that was I missed that one. And then we have a 3-2, which is the game plan for her is to think a little bit ahead. She should not play too ugly, because that can cause some serious problems later on. But she doesn't want a blot. That's what she was thinking about. So she played without a blot, and that's not a bad idea. But she needs to think a little further down the line that she needs to be strong also for the next few rolls, because that's more like I'm more likely to run then. And I might not roll a 6 for a few rolls. Okay, so that was that one. Okay, so also there was some, let's go all the way back and take a quick look at some early decisions that Ingvild had, because this 3-1 is interesting. You usually when you can make the golden, obviously you make it, but here I will just counter by making my golden. So by hitting, you do increase the race lead substantially, and that's what counts in this situation. So you of course, and you take away my golden, so no golden for anybody, but the race lead is increased. So that's why it's better to clearly better to hit. And I think I looked at, oh yes, this one, we have to look at this one because the race is close. And although she has threats, she is the favorite. She had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 checkers in the zone. But I do. So she has threats. She has a lot of reasons to double, but there are some very strong arguments against it. One is those 2 checkers have not even started to move, and I've made this golden and I have a beautiful distribution. So I'm simply going to win like 40 plus games. I'm going to win a lot of games and owning the cube. So you have to, you just don't, or Ingvild just doesn't have enough threats here. I'm actually winning 43%, and she does win 21% gammon and is a clear favorite with 57%. So it's a strong situation, but just not quite strong enough yet. She needs one improvement and then she should double. And there was a 5-4. Yeah, so this is a game plan decision. She has 2 possibilities. She can just run this guy home, which is good in many ways. But she has a stronger board. She has the initiative. She wants to go for that gammon. And that's the most important part of the situation here, that she needs to attack here with a stronger board. If I miss that, she will have a lot of gammon. In general also, as I said many times, you want to take these 2 points early. And this is early, it's an early game still, it's a middle game, and she should really try to do that. So that was the 5-4. And then this one, I was uncertain myself about this one. Usually when you have to give up the 8 point to hit, you are reluctant to do so. But so I was also talking about just playing this passive one. But look at this problem. The problem with this, I will probably strengthen my situation, my position with next time. With I will a lot of rolls. I will either make this one, of course, which is great, or make another point. So you have to actually keep the initiative going here and attack with now, because also for what is known as tempo reasons, because as I said, because I'm threatening to do good things as well. That's often an extra good reason to attack. But in general, you want to be wary of attacking from the stripped 8 point, and this was one of the exceptions, kind of. Yeah, and here again, yes, we've been there. So okay, I think that's enough for now. I've been through most of the positions, so maybe I will do an analysis later on with XG. Okay, so thank you for now.
Roll the dice with me on backgammon street.